it's kind of cool to be able to be like, hey, I'm older than you guys. I'm shouldn't be able to keep up with you, but let's lean on each other. We're gonna get through this together, and then we're gonna come out on the other side more as a team and more connected. And after the season ended, all the seniors leave, and you kind of lose touch with each other over winter break because everyone goes off. But when you come back, that first day of spring conditioning, you kind of start getting a feel of where everyone's hearts is. But by the end of the 3 weeks, man, everyone's probably the closest, tightest knit group you'll ever meet.
How was the transition from the military to sports? Was that easy or was it kind of tough to get,
Um, it was pretty
into?
tough. It was pretty tough to get into because in high school I played cornerback and running back, and so I found out about this semi-pro league that was gonna help me get film, hopefully for punting. And I showed up to practice, and on the first day, and the coach looked at me and said, "What positions you play?" And I said, "Punter." And he looked at me. He said, "Well, what else do you play?" And I said, "Well, I don't want to get hit, so I guess I'll play some defense." And he put me as an outside linebacker, and then come to find out, I was pretty good at hitting people, so I only punted like 3 times that season. So then I was calling around trying to figure out how, so the big dream, go to the NFL. So how do I get to the NFL? So I was called a couple of NFL agents up being like, hey, what's the process? And nobody picked up. And I ended up calling 7 agents before one picked up. And he sent me to this website called coleskicking.com. And it's this national based kicking program that teaches everyone how to kick, punt, puts your name out there, gets you in camps to rank against thousands of other kickers and punters and long snappers. So I went to them and I ended up working with Coach Scott over at the School of Mines, and he basically taught me how to punt because I was pretty bad at it, and taught me how to punt. And then I emailed about 30 colleges with the film that he gave me, and got one email back from Western Colorado. So I was like, I gotta take it. So I took that deal. Went up there for my red shirt year. They redshirted me because I was too small to punt because I was in the army, so I didn't carry much weight on me. And then went through, bulked up to about 160 by summer, and then I went through, did all their workouts through the summer. Went through to a couple camps. Went down to Florida for a camp for a week. Won this Florida camp and got a phone call from the coach saying that they were cutting me because I didn't play wide receiver as well. So then from there, it was the shock of I just won this camp, but I'm not on a team anymore. So then it's just you got to restart the process. I didn't get any game film, but I had spring ball film now, so I was able to send that. So I've sent about 57 colleges emails, and I've heard back from 3 of them now. So I
There you
got
go.
got got more options than what I had before, but just it's the nonstop grind of you got to send these emails, and there are days you don't want to send emails, and you don't know if they're looking at them, but you just keep sending them, sending them, sending them, hoping that you'll get a response. And when you finally do, you just got to jump on that like a rabbit and just
Yeah.
chase it.
Just once you get an opportunity like that, I would just jump
Yep,
on it
you
head
got to.
first too. I understand that.
Sounds like a real grind. But do you think like keeping busy like that, helps you after coming out of the army?
Oh yeah, so I mean, it gives you a purpose, and that's what a lot of people once they get out they lack. It's a purpose. It gives me something to wake up every morning. I have a goal. I have something to accomplish. I have something I'm working forward and working towards. Versus if you get out, like I know a couple of my friends and stuff, they got out and they they started working right away. Started working right away versus sitting down and thinking about what they want to do. They've jumped around about 8 different jobs now, and they're almost about to be homeless. So
Yeah, right now we got this is your YouTube pulled up, right?
yeah, that's the YouTube.
So if anybody watching knows a college scout that's looking for a punter, You send him this
Checkouts,
YouTube. He's
man,
got
right here.
Wait, that one might. No, that's the Huddle. Yeah, I'm not on Huddle.
okay.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah,
No, gotcha.
yeah, that's on Huddle. Yeah, I did not get one of those because I wasn't in long enough to actually get game film.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll link your YouTube here at the end though. What
Yeah.
rank did you end up leaving the army at?
So I ended up leaving as a sergeant, which was an E5. And the funny thing is I worked my tail off in the army to get that, but when I got my promotion, I had about a year left. So I got E5 in about 2.5 years. And my sergeant major that promoted me, I was only 20 years old. He looked at me and he said, I've never promoted someone to NCO spot this young. And all my privates that I had when I was an E4 and finally an E5, I still talk to them to this day. But it was one of those that the Army, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of schools that go into the Army, a lot of schools for each job. And you become you become more sellable basically for the Army with the more jobs you go or more schools you go to, and the more schools you go to, the faster you'll get promoted. So I ended up going to 7 schools, used absolutely none of them, but they got me a promotion. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but it's weird how the Army works with promotions because you you can E1 to E4, you'll get the automatic promotion. E5, you have to earn it. So you can get waivers to get promoted faster if your boss likes you. But if your boss doesn't like you, or you don't know your job, or you're not passing PT tests, you're not going to school, you're not applying yourself, it's going to be a long time in the Army before you actually get to do something fun.
Gotcha.
Well, it
Okay.
makes sense though. You gotta put in some work to get a little back,
Yep.
Would you say that's kind of your biggest motivation to keep, pushing forward? It's kind of your purpose right now, just working on punting right now.
Yep. That's all I do. That wake up, morning routine. Wake up, eat a pretty big breakfast, about 2,000 calories of breakfast. Go to the gym, come back, make 2-3 smoothies for protein. Eat some more. I try and send about 10 colleges an email, or look at 10 colleges a day. Whether or not I send them an email, that depends on their record, if they have punters, stuff like that. But that's my whole purpose in life right now, is just to be able to play football.
I like that though. That's kind of what we're going for with our sports broadcasting right now. It's a similar world. You got to keep on working until you finally get that opportunity to keep going on the next level.
Yep.
Although we don't have to have quite as large of a breakfast. We don't need to.
Oh yeah, true.
If you guys
Sometimes we don't even eat the breakfast.
if you
We
guys
just
are
show up.
eating the food I'm eating, we're gonna have a talk.
I just had a protein bar for most breakfasts on these shows. All right. Well, what was playing semi-pro like, and what was playing college? Kind of being in college like, and which did you prefer?
So semi-pro is weird. So I heard from it from a friend that was on this team, and so I went to the Mile High Eagles is what they're called. And I showed up, and there are guys that have played anywhere from they just got out of high school and they want to keep playing, but they don't have any college offers, to we had a guy that was on bouncing around NFL practice squads. And so it's one of those things where you have a bunch of different skill talents, but it was more of like an attitude, how you provided yourself to the team. Because there were some guys that were definitely better athletes than me. I mean, I'm a punter. Punters are known to not be athletes.
Yeah.
But I was playing gunner on kickoff. I was playing outside linebacker. I was on field goal block, field goal, punt block. I mean, I had 2 punt blocks on the season. It's one of those things that semi-pro is more of your technique versus your actual skill. And the practices is like 7-on-7s all day, every day. There's none of the linemen showed up. It is weird. But then I got to college. I was like, man, maybe I can play outside linebacker. And I got up there, and there was a freshman. We called him Big Joe Shepherdson, and he was 6'7", 305 pounds. And the second I saw him, I said, I am sticking to punter.
Yeah, outside linebackers are just freaks of
And
nature
'cause
sometimes, dude. They're big boys.
Semi-pro is a mentality versus college. It's a way faster game than what semi-pro is. They're way more dedicated. They're more talented, most of them. And it's one of those things where these guys, this is what they live for. This is semi-pro. They had, they had other jobs to do, and they had their family to provide for. College, and these guys,
It's football.
these guys are.
It's football all day.
They say you're student athletes. These guys are athlete students.
Yeah.
They care more about football than anything else, and they were dudes that you could have had to scrape them off the field before they came off the field. And it's a different mentality, a different monster, college football. But if you get the chance to do it, I'd take it because it's a fun roller coaster.
Yeah, that does sound like a fun
Absolutely.
one. Do got another question. So, if you had dream football team, any era to be their punter, it could be college, NFL, any time period of sports. What's your dream team to punt for?
Dream team to punt for.
And just so you guys know, SS Star says keep up with the hard work. Both of you three, you guys are doing great things.
Yeah, thanks so much, Star.
Thanks, Sabrina.
HG's girlfriend giving us some
She's
inspiration for the day, man.
She's so supportive.
Appreciate that.
The dream team to punt on would probably be any team in Texas is easy to punt in. So the Cowboys, the Texans, that I've hit my best punts in Texas.
Okay.
It's something about the air down there, something about the wind. But the dream NFL team that I would want to punt on would have been the what was it? I want to say it was the Saints. Their Super Bowl year.
Okay.
They had the best gunners on planet
Solid pick
Earth.
right
You're
there.
talking to
That's
a
my
Saints
squad
fan.
right
Oh,
there,
yeah, that's
man.
your squad. They
Yep.
They
they had,
actually won the Super Bowl on his birthday.
oh, that was your birthday.
Yeah,
That's
was
great
pretty
birthday
awesome.
present right
That was
there.
the best birthday present ever.
Yeah, I'd love to punt for them on that year, not because they won the Super Bowl, but you look at the gunners they had, they could get downfield like no one else's business. They had probably the best special teams in the league that year. Now I'm not going to say best punter because Pat McAfee was there, but not biased there. But
It's hard to take any punter over Pat. Though.
That's true.
Pat was a legend.
He was something else. Well, I like that answer though. I like how you were like you knew you were talking about the gunners and the mechanics of the special team.
Yeah.
You weren't just like, oh, this team probably because they won a lot.
Yeah, no,
That shows the football IQ right there.
Any good specialist there, kicker, punter, we know our long snappers got to be our best friend because that's how we're going to make a living. And a punter, our gunners got to be our best friends because they make us look good. If they get downfield, we're not getting yelled at. If they don't get downfield, if they miss tackles, if they're getting blocked off the line, hey, we aren't looking good because now they're getting a big return. So a gunner is the most important thing on punt besides a long snapper. I can punt a ball and it rolls, but if it's rolling and people are behind it, no one's going to pick it up.
Absolutely. All right. Well, before we're getting close to where we start our team builder, but I think before we get to that, tell us just, who is a guy, some players that you try to model your game after, and then tell us about some of your upcoming prospects.
All right.
that you might
So
be playing for.
So obviously, I try and model Pat McAfee because he's not the greatest punter of all time, but he's the greatest well-rounded punter of all time. I've never seen someone hit someone as hard as he hit Trenton Holiday.
That's true. That's true.
One of the guys I try and really focus my work ethics and everything on is a JJ Watt. That dude, his routine, his prep for the game is why he was so good. His work in the weight room, his work in recovery, all that stuff, that is what people don't realize is more work goes in the weight room and recovery than on the field actually. Then some of the camps I got coming up. Well, I got 3 D1 camps coming up the first week of June. I got South Alabama camp, which
Ooh,
I'm looking
okay.
forward to because it's in the South. I get sweet tea. They don't have
Oh,
that
this
up
guy
here.
loves sweet tea.
I love my sweet tea, but it's right at the beginning of summer, so the air is going to be warmer. So the ball will hopefully fly and hang up there better. Then I go from that on June 1st. I'll fly up to Delaware. Try and I was in talks with Delaware's coach, but I haven't heard anything back from him for like a week now. So we'll just show up to the camp, hope for the best. They're going to FBS after this season, so I'm pretty pumped about that one.
Yeah.
Their facilities is really what got my attention besides their D1, but their facilities is some of the top-notch facilities. And then Appalachian State.
Ooh, App State.
They're the
App-
Giants.
Yeah.
App State.
They always upset like a ranked
They're
school.
a quiet team, but they're one that their special teams in alone, they're a quiet giant. I mean, it's the most underappreciated. They have a 5-star long snapper. Their kicker is pretty good, but I mean, I'm hopefully try and get there and help their punt game out. But their coaches, their team, their mentality, their facilities, their student population on games. I mean, it's unmatched.
Nice.
That sounds awesome. Actually,
well,
that sounds like a nice school to go to.
Yeah.
Rooting
That'd be-
for you. Keep us
Yeah.
informed. We'll give the people an update. All right, well, as we're getting past 9:45 here, we're gonna move on to a very special team building exercise this week.
Oh,
We're gonna
yeah.
do the very first HG and Caveman versus the people. And Mr. Thomas Ellis is going to be our first victim for this. So we're going to go ahead and jump into team building exercise.
And I'm putting together a special team.
All right. So, as many of you probably know how this works, but just in case, we'll go over it one more time. We're going to spin a random team wheel, build a lineup based off a quarterback, running back, 2 wide receivers, tight end, offensive line, and defense. Then we do a head coach as well. Since we got a special teamer with us this week, we're also going to pick kickers and punters. I'll be keeping track of team on his team while Caveman keeps track of me and his team. So we will let our guest of the week go first. So go ahead and give him his first spin.
That might be a mistake letting me go first.
What do you got here? The Saints.
New Orleans. There we
Saints.
go.
All
Right
right.
after you said it was the dream team.
Easy pick, Alvin Kamara.
Okay. That is a very easy pick.
Easy pick. I mean, I get the best of both worlds, running back and the receiver all in one.
All right, let's give me and Caveman our first spin here. Who we get here?
Chicago.
Ooh, the Bears.
Okay.
I mean,
what if we just go? What if we
Did
get
you-
a defense early?
I don't know. I don't know if they have that many playmakers on defense.
DJ Moore?
I think DJ Moore probably gives our team more value.
Are you
Okay.
sure you don't want Justin Fields there?
All right.
Last year to pick him, probably.
All right, let's give Thomas his next spin here, H.
Green Bay.
The Packers.
Green Bay. You
Okay.
get 2 running backs, right?
Just
No,
one.
Just one.
Just one. All right. We'll go Green Bay's head coach,
Go
Okay.
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur.
Jets. Ooh, not a bad coach there.
Ooh,
Not a bad
I mean,
defense.
this is a good one to take a defense. But do we want like Bryce Hall or Garrett Wilson?
Hey, don't forget about
Ooh.
Aaron, Aaron Rodgers himself.
True.
That's a rock solid defense, though.
I like the defense
All right,
pick.
we'll go-
there.
we'll
I
go
like
with the
the
Jets
pick
defense.
there.
All right, here's another easy pick. Old Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Quickest pick you'll ever see.
We got the
Baltimore.
Ravens.
Oh.
I think we got to go Lamar here.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, have fun with 2 running backs.
Hey, don't talk down on the 2-time NFL MVP Lamar Jackson.
Hey, we'll see what the people think.
Chicago.
Got the
Chicago.
Bears again.
Oh man.
Justin Fields
Um,
is still out there.
Nah, I'm not gonna go Justin Fields. We'll go Bears offensive line. Not the
Bears O-line.
greatest, but it'll do. Not the worst.
They're serviceable. All right. Me and Caveman are in the next spin. Gotta get our fourth player here. Or maybe we'll go with a head coach or the entire offensive line. Ooh, we got the Patriots.
I'd go with the
Oh,
head
man.
coach here. Rookie head coach.
Mm,
Can
also
never
try-
go wrong.
Maybe their O line. They just don't really have any good skill positions.
I honestly, the coach might not be a bad pick.
You wanna go Gerard
I
Mayo?
think we go Gerard Mayo.
All right, we're going Gerard Mayo.
Don't get much better than a rookie coach. You have zero expectations.
That's true.
Let's see. I mean, he's got the Jets defense, and he's a defensive-oriented guy, so that should work out for us. You got the 49ers.
Niners.
49ers. George Kittle.
Solid
one,
pick
yeah.
right there.
Top 2 tight end in the league.
And he ain't number 2. Well, I mean,
It's between him and Kelsey,
the
Texans.
Texans.
Man, too bad you guys already
Okay.
took a QB there.
Yeah, seriously.
but we could use a wide receiver or
Go.
O-line.
Tank Dell, Schultz,
Nico
Singletary, Nico Collins.
I don't think Singletary is going to be with the team. I thought their offensive line was pretty good.
I said, yeah, I'll
I
pick
said let's
that
go with
one.
them because we can probably get some better skill position players if we ride it out.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we'll see about that.
We need a running back, a receiver, a tight end, and a punter and kicker.
Man, Green
Green
Bay.
Bay,
again.
the pack.
We'll go Jordan Love.
Not bad there.
He's taking Jay Love.
Not bad there.
No, not what I was hoping for, but
Well, you have he knows the head coach you picked.
yeah,
too,
yeah. I mean, so
Got a good.
we're running a system over here.
yeah. He's going respecting the system. I like it. The
Philly.
Eagles
Ooh.
we really went offensive line, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could take DeAndre Swift or AJ Brown. I think that's probably our two best options here.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go
Well,
like Jake Elliott.
Smith or AJ Brown.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah. Devontae Smith or
I think
AJ Brown here.
DJ Moore could be more of our speed guy. I think AJ Brown's
Okay.
a better. He's a big body.
man, you guys just pass up on one of the most consistent kickers in the league.
Oh, we did actually.
I was saying maybe Jake Elliott. the
Ah.
Bears. Dude, these wheels today.
What do I
just
got
love
open?
the same teams.
Got
You still need a wide receiver, a defense, and a punter and kicker.
We'll take the Bears defense.
He's got the Bears offensive line and their defense.
This is looking a little rough now. I started off good, but we're falling.
Dude is
we're
very
falling.
NFC North.
NFC
heavy.
North team right
He
here.
has two.
You're good to spin the ball.
He's got two guys from the Packers, the Bears offensive line and defense, and his wide receiver one is Justin Jefferson.
And now we got
Yeah,
the
we
Packers.
got the Packers.
Hey,
All right.
good
Do
luck,
we have
guys.
a running back?
We don't.
All right, let's take Aaron Jones. I think that's the smartest pick here.
You guys don't want Anders Carlson?
Oh, we're straight.
Chargers.
Chargers.
Chargers. Need a wide receiver, punter, and kicker.
Keenan Allen.
And he's got a nice wide receiver core, and so do we, though. All right, we're looking for a tight end and a punter and kicker. What do we got here? The
Denver.
Broncos.
Hey, go with Will Lutz.
Who is our punter, though? Who's the Broncos?
It is Riley Dixon.
He wasn't bad. Well, I mean, what do we?
He's not a top.
Obviously, we don't want a tight end from the
I'm
Broncos.
not- hey, Greg Dulcich. I mean, sure.
Riley Dixon. Do we want there?
I think Will Lutz is probably
Will
a better.
Lutz?
Aw,
better player.
that's a choke and a half right there. Don't line them up in any pressure situations.
All right, let's go. Thomas, you're looking for a punter and kicker.
Punter and
still.
kicker. Here we go. Give me something good.
Titans.
Titans. Ryan Stonehouse.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
is
punter,
the guy.
right?
Yeah, that's a puncher. Yep. CSU has the record for longest average in NFL history.
All right. Oh, we just need a punter and kicker
Chicago. Well, we got it. We got Will Lutz a kicker.
Oh,
We
wait.
just need a punter.
and a tight end. Who's their punter? Because Cole Kmet's not a bad option.
I feel like this wheel might be rigged.
I know.
Bears
Dude,
keep popping up.
when we did our NHL one earlier too, we got like the same 5 teams basically.
Giants.
Trenton
kicker.
Gill. So we could get Trenton Gill as our punter.
I say we take Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the Giants kicker? That ain't Gano anymore, is it?
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah. You're gonna go with Gano?
I mean, that's the
guess
only
that's really-
option I got. So.
Oh my God. We could add Harrison Butker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks guys. for
Who's
checking.
their punter?
Tommy Townsend.
Tommy Townsend.
That's
All
a
right.
that's a
Townsend.
great punter right
That's
there.
solid though. He's a good punter. Well, those are our teams. So we will
Let the people
let
decide.
the people decide. So if you think me and Caveman's team is better, you can just vote Team HG and Caveman. And if you think Thomas's team is better, vote Team People because he is representing the people.
Hey, we the people stand together.
Now,
Well, we'll give the rundown of the teams real quick.
Yep.
Caveman, why don't you give ours first?
HG and Caveman's roster, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones is our running back, wide receiver core, DJ Moore and AJ Brown, Cole Kmet at tight end, Texans O-line, Jets defense, head coach Gerard Mayo, and our punter Tommy Townsend, kicker Will Lutz.
All right. And then for Mr. Thomas, his squad is going to be coached by Matt LaFleur, quarterback Jordan Love, got running back Alvin Kamara, wide receiver Justin Jefferson, his other wide receiver Keenan Allen, tight end George Kittle, offensive line and defense are both belonging to the Bears. His punter is going to be Ryan Stonehouse, and his kicker Graham Gano. So let us know who you think is going to win, who either me and Caveman could have taken or who Thomas could have taken. What would you guys have done if you got our spins? We're sorry our wheels weren't very random today.
I know we got a lot of the same teams
Us
over
Lots-
and over.
lots
The people.
already one vote for the people.
Man,
People.
That's
we're
what I'm
down
talking
one
about.
this week.
Already starting down 1-9.
It's all right, guys. Better luck next week.
we'll have to see what the final votes are. We'll let you know. But with that, everyone, it's our last 2 minutes of the show today, so we are going to end. It's going to be final moments. This is our first interview, so I'm glad that Thomas was able to join us.
Big thank you to Thomas.
Hey, thanks for having me,
Time out
guys.
for-
It was fun. It was definitely a good experience.
Of course.
Absolutely. Hopefully, there are any vets out there that are just getting out of the military and they're looking to try to get into organized sports. Maybe he helped you out a bit, and you can, find your way doing that. But once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you next week.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to